Let's first talk about lighting. How important lighting is. Where the light coming from, right? Everywhere. The light coming from everywhere from the ceiling, and the light also hit the wall, bounce back, basically everywhere. It's coming from every direction. You look like, oh, my drawing looks flat. How can I make it not flat? Because you look at her nose is beautifully and high, and every form's there because you understand it. Because you see it with the two eyes. From your two eyes, two different directions, you sense the three-dimensional. But when you put the elements on a paper, it's only two-dimensional. So in that case, if the evidence not there, the language not there, the light and the shadows not there, everything look flat. How we can fix that problem? So we have to start with a good lighting setting. When you're at home, get your face closer to the window. Or maybe open the door and let the door become the dominant light source. It will be similar to this. Like say, she's sitting right next to the door. And even though it's some lighting going on inside the door, if I have this really, really close, you can see that one side of her face is lighter. The other side of her face is darker. So at least you can show there is light side and shadow side if you can also control the ceiling light. Do you see it now? You see the catch the shadow underneath the nose. That judged on the catch the shadow and the highlight on the nose, you can see pretty well with the evidence that you see how high the nose is. If we without this, take one more look. How it look like? The evidence gone. Even if you have all the light, there's no strong evidence. So when you turn it back to her, that's just how you're going to get the visual language. So from now on, whenever you try to get a good reference, like either drawing your mother, draw your daughter, your son, or your brother, your parents, your grandparents, have them to sit next to a door, or sit next to the window before you start drawing from observation, or take a photograph, right? So this is very important. So we have to talk about this, the lighting, because in the rest of your life, when you want to draw something, first thinking about the best lighting that you can get. Just look at the right eye. You can see that on one side is the shadow side. One side is the light side. It's very easy to draw, very easy to convey your observation with a simple language. There is a shadow. How big is the shadow? How much the shadow? And the other thing I also want to point it out, it is the catch the shadow in the eye. Can you guys see the catch the shadow in the eye? Everyone has an eyelid on the top, right? And the eyelid actually a little bit more forward than the inside the eyeball. This is why the eyelid actually always catch the shadow. Depends on the light source. If I put it over here, it actually blocking all the light inside the eyeball. If I move it a little bit more and more and more, because the direction of the light, the catch the shadow get a little bit thinner and thinner. So if I move it even lower, you don't really see that catch the shadow because the eyelid no longer blocking any light on the eyeball, right? So this is about lighting. We need to be able to have the best lighting you can so that you will be able to have the best drawing.